Hello, welcome back to more MoteMancer. It's been mere moments since I started my last recording. Since I finished, my last recording. Often I end up just letting the factory run for a little while in the background because I don't really build up to very high throughput on research. And I could have done that today because there is a bunch of research that is going to take a while to finish. But I did just unlock a new entropy research node. And I thought it would be fun to stand next to the portal and see. Well, the problem is, I guess I can't be looking at it while I click here. I wanted to do that. I wanted to click on this and see the planar bridge appear. But I figure standing next to it, that'll be interesting enough. So let's grab the water research, the water planar bridge, because whether I go to life or air next, I'm gonna want a water bridge, right? And I still want more planar reliquaries, I think. I love planar reliquaries, they're the best. But maybe I could just make do with 6 and should start looking around at more transmutation type stuff. I don't know, setting up refractories just seems like a pain. Just give me this. Planar bridge water. Couldn't see it transition, but there it is. Couldn't get here fast enough. So this is a way to ship ingredients to our next plane and back if we ever wish to. Starting to feel like the rendering performance is a bit choppy a lot of the time. Doesn't feel like I built all that much, but oh, look at this. The salt is actually just being used. No salt buffer from this brinery. And this. Well, I mean, this is mostly dried up. But you love to see it. All of this salt going to use. Some of it over here in the hybrid factory, some of it in the air factory up there, but okay. We built all that salt and it's doing something. So we had just done some hybrid research stuff. Here's my reef crafter. So show me these recipes that I will be unlocking soon. The main one, of course, is corallite, which requires elemental life and elemental water. I knew that would be the recipe. But verdant streams and verdant deltas are the things I want, like, on my planar reliquary, right? You want 1 million of those. And you don't want to have to come back to base for them. All right, what's going on here? Are we out of something? No, I didn't plug that back in. Although we are indeed out of elemental water. Ooh. That's bad. We're just making very little because the moat fields have dried up, I think. They were all dumped into downpour bastions. Actually, we ran out of ether? That can't be right. Oh, the rift actually moved over. Big chunks of this are unpowered. I thought rifts weren't supposed to spawn in a way that they actually impacted the moat field that's mining them. I thought they were supposed to spawn far enough away that this didn't happen. Well, I don't have a good way to place downpour bastions in this area. I mean, I can clear this temporarily, of course. But still, a lot of this has dried up. Overgrowth Pillar is for life mode fields. But we still don't have access to Sovereign Mana Hearts, which would be the way to make sure the mote field never dries up. Actually, where's... Oh, it's a life keystone, Fertile Ground. Overgrowth Pillar works on mote fields of any element. So that would be another way to increase output. But it would be sort of nice to not let any of our life fields run dry. But I mean, I guess without Mana Heart, I can't stop it. They'll run dry eventually. This is sad. I'm a little bit surprised that the ether dried up before this water did. Yeah, why? If only one side of this... Why is only one side of this being... Oh, is there a bad side load up here? That must be it. A side load into an underground that doesn't work? Oh, no, of course. It's side loading with the ether. Right. So we were heavily prioritizing half of the mote field. Well, for the moment, nothing to do about it, I guess. Except the thing is, I'm not going to be able to build any of this stuff at any kind of serious scale if the amount of water that's going in is at a dribble. And I'm not making any more over here, right? Like, that's all the water. It is really drying up. There's some ether over here. Well, some life anyway, which I can turn into ether. What? Tough to build under the Great Portal, but yeah, I guess this is where I wanted it to be. Or, this is the Great Portal, right? Yeah. Hey, remember when I built this just to have a highway to walk on? Turns out, well, it's going the wrong way, but... Actually, could you stop? I don't think I should be shipping... Well, I mean, I guess it's fine to ship motes of life. Maybe I'll want more life over here someday. I'll just channel this in up here rather than building new grindstones for it. Sure, that makes sense. Oh, whoops. Yeah, gonna have to squeeze in a little more space than that. Actually, maybe I shouldn't be sideloading here. This deserves a delta. Okay, now we've got some ether again for a change. Right? Yes. Not like a billion, but enough. That more of these binders should be turning online. I don't see ether getting all the way to the end of this stream yet, but I think that's because the ones in front are still building up their buffer. Like, they want to have 4 or 5 ether lying around, but after that, they're happy letting the rest pass by. Although, I guess each of these can take twice as much. Like, the grippers can feed it twice as much as it wants or needs. So, up to the first half of these could be filling their buffer before the rest get fed. And I guess that's what we're seeing, roughly. But they don't buffer up to like 50. Yeah, they stop at 4. Okay, mana wells. So now we can actually address the day-night cycle. Doing so with mana pools is a big pain, and I don't recommend it. You need so many mana pools. But mana wells scale the power storage facility in the same way that mana canopies scale power production. There's still not a lot of elemental water here, but I think... I mean, we have a bunch more coming in. So I guess it's still pretty dry out at the edges, but way better than it was a couple of minutes ago. What's your deal? Why do I have elemental water going here? Nobody wants elemental water. What is even happening? Why did I do this? Was one of those... That's where deltas go. Why am I not making deltas? I assume I'm missing a key ingredient. This is suddenly making streamways. Oh my god. You're not supposed to do that. I think I got my elemental water and mixed up somehow. Okay, hang on. Oh, an air my air collector. How nice. That actually is nice. I didn't realize that was on the list of things I would be getting. Cool. So this one's supposed to make streamways. That makes sense. Then there's supposed to be output here. But they're going to both of these. One of those is wrong. This one doesn't even go anywhere. but it probably was supposed to, so we'll figure out what it was in a second. Probably was this. This is streamways. This. Oh no, this. Maybe that one's pointing the wrong way or something? Inventory is full. So this isn't consuming any of this stuff. Where are the streamways going? They should be going onto here. And this is elemental water for some reason. I don't think anybody even wants that, do they? No. Okay, so this just like shouldn't go. This should be stopped. Oh, I'm going to need it someday for making coralite. That's why I was shipping it. But I got it confused with the line for streamways that was supposed to go here and be input to this. Okay, and this is making deltas, but there aren't any. Because there's just not enough elemental water, and it's all going into streamways, which is fine. I love streamways. But where are all the streamways going? That's what baffles me. Oh, this is backward. Okay, they were just building up in here. And it wasn't building anything because it was, well, maybe it was, I don't know. Okay, so there go my streamways now, being turned into deltas to do verdant delta research. Okay. And did we already finish verdant streamway research or no? No. Okay, well, I placed this down near the end of the last episode and didn't do anything with it, which is appropriate. Because it's a mess in here. If you were elemental life, you would be right here, I guess. Oh man, I stopped the plan of getting it down here because I was like, I don't need elemental life or anything. Joke's on you, you need it for coralite. Ah, why does it keep... Stop that! No! Why is it... Okay. Why is it placing backwards tributaries all of a sudden? When I press 3. Streamway delta. It's just like... Even when I clear my inventory and press 3 again, did I... They're normal ones now, right? Yeah. Oh. Oh! I wonder... if it's because I have the input... okay. I should have done it like this. I was trying to do this and say, oh, I'll make a sharp turn, but... this doesn't make sense. There's nothing going into an input. And I guess what happens is it sees you're putting it somewhere where only a reverse delta would make sense and places it for you. based on your current streamways. That's kind of interesting. Inventory is full. What can I make more of that I want? Nothing, basically, right? Why is Reaching Gripper in my inventory and grayed out, by the way? I don't have any access to Earth. This shouldn't be... Oh, no. It's because with Elementalist, you start with Earth, the first level of each research, and that includes Reaching Grippers. Okay, that makes sense. I take it back. No complaints. I just don't want any of this. I don't want all these prisms. They're very lovely to do research on, but I don't want to carry them around. See, that's a backwards one. I pressed 3. It's giving me a backwards one. Is it going to give me the right one if I place it? No. What the hell? Is it going to give me the last one I placed? Ah, it is. Okay. My first reaction is to hate that. We'll see if that's what I stick with. There's elemental water. And now we're making correlate, which, as I recall, has to be made in those. I can't make it by hand. Yes. But I don't have to automate primordial mana wells, and my recollection is that like they require so much ingredients that when you automate it, you end up like it just drains the whole factory gets poured into primordial mana wells. I remember I like left the life plane at the end of my in my first playthrough. When I left the life plane, I had it automating like primordial mana wells and dumping stuff in a box, and I think I must have been dumping mana wells in a chest as well. I don't know, but like when I came back, everything had run dry and was not building, except primordial mana wells, which were still just slurping up inputs. The amount of raw resources these take is crazy, as you can see. It says 6 correlite, but notice that that's another like 12 element. Each of these is like, I don't know, a couple hundred raw ingredients. So I don't, and you don't need more than like, I don't know, 20 of these in the whole game? Oh my god, how am I carrying so many mana pools? I guess it's because I just did an underground. I moved around some mana pools in the... That shouldn't have given me that many. I didn't... Okay, well, fine. But if I just grab this stuff, can I make any... No. I need mana leaves. Oh yeah, there you go. That's so many primordial mana wells. I think I could now get the whole factory running 24 hours a day, just with these 6. Plus all the mana pools I'm carrying around. Just need more of absolutely everything, huh? Okay, well let's go do that. Because I don't know how these got in my inventory, but they're gonna do me a lot more good out in the world. Where do you want them, boss? How about here? Sure. So I'm sure there are more efficient efficiently packed ways to lay these out. In my first playthrough, the layout that I discovered that looks reasonably pretty and tiles nicely was, weirdly enough, not linear nor hexagonal, but octagonal. Because these mana wells kind of have 8... No, they have 6. Okay, maybe I'm wrong and it was hexagonal and I'm misremembering? Because I remember what the layout was. It was like this. Okay, yeah, I guess it was actually... Now, so here's the thing. This is octagonal. There are 8 of these. Why is it that there are 8 of these? I just put 8 down, and the 8 is how many fit. But looking at this shape, it doesn't look to me like 8 is the number that there will be. Right? What is it that there are 8 of in this structure that... I guess the answer is nothing. There's nothing that there are 8 of. There's something that there are 12 of, which is little divots in here, right? Like, this is a divot, kind of. Well, I don't know. Not really. Yeah, okay. There are 12 of these little sticky outy, like, each of these 6 kind of pools that are drawn in here has 2 sticking out like teeth, right? But I'm not using all of them. There are 4 that I'm not using because it's not symmetrical. So there are 12 things, which is hexagonal and makes sense, but I'm only using 8 of them. Got it. So this is the general layout that I just duplicated any number of times. So like a mana pool can store, I don't know, 10,000 power. And each mana well on the network can store as much energy as all of the mana pools on the network can store put together. In the same way that each canopy on the network produces as much energy as all of the leaves on the network put together. So, in principle, if you want to minimize number of structures placed for a given amount of storage, your best bet is to have exactly as many pools as wells, or exactly as many canopies as leaves. But wells are insanely expensive resource-wise, and pools are not. So, if you care about number of ingredients rather than number of structures, you want many more pools than wells. There's some ratio that, like, you could work out the ratio of their ingredient cost to each other and use that to derive a suitable ratio for how many of each structure you should have. I don't know what it is. I think I just want them next to each other, right? There's not... I don't know. Let's actually leave a little gap to run roots through. I think, like, you don't really need roots on all of them. You only need roots on ones that are, like, on one column. What have I done? Am I already wrong? No, it looks like what I did here. Why doesn't this one go where it should go? Huh? There's a gap. because I put this one too high. These are not centered together. Like that. Now this one fits. Okay. Oh! Blueprints! Oh my god. Okay. So I should actually run the roots to this and then blueprint the result. Let's put that over here, actually. So I don't know exactly how much storage I need. I know my original life plane setup had like an array of 9 wells, each with 8 pools, as you see here. But then there were some other pools like kind of scattered around the base when it was convenient because I had too many of them or something. So I don't know what we really need, but this should be enough. So now we can see that this network, no, it won't tell us how much the network stores. But, I mean, it's a few million, right? Like 3 million? Because we saw one of them stores 500,000 and there are 6, and the wells, the pools basically don't even count. Now we can see... Why can't I see amount of power stored? There we go. I guess it was early enough in the morning that our total power production was less than our power consumption, so nothing was getting stored. Oh. We're actually falling behind on power production? Or no, I think, like, we can't be because the mana pools are filling up. Okay. What did I get? Levitate. Sure. Yes, the mana wells don't fill up very quickly. We don't have that much excess power generation. Yeah, maybe it's time to place down a few more canopies and leaves. Where are all my leaves? Oh, I picked them up at one time in a fit of pique. Yes, that's true. That did happen. Why are you both not powered? I thought I left enough in here to power you, but I guess I didn't. Here. Join the network, I guess. Although at the moment I want all your leaves. Okay, so let's just build like 6 more canopies to put another one of those hexes in. And take the rest as leaves. Do these guys count? Are they on the network? They don't seem like it. So I think when leaves are in entropy, they don't exist. Oh, you're not connected. This whole time, you guys weren't even on the network. Only the bottom half of these were. Actually, maybe only the middle one. I placed these, but... Oh, no, I never placed these. I planned to, but didn't finish it. Great. Well, there's a good place to put this stuff, then, that I just acquired. Okay, and generated is like 60k, and total consumed... Yeah. Okay, so actually, I think we always had way more than we needed, and I just got confused. Maybe. Or maybe having these actually... I kind of want to wait. I want the entropy to cover these back up and see what happens. But let's go place down those new canopies, I guess. They're so big. They're like bigger than any structure you ever place. Yeah, and then power production just shot up by another 30%. Have any of these left? I have one. May as well place it. Oh yeah, I remember doing this. Oh my goodness, look at this little leaf farm. Look at these little buddies go. Well, why did I pick up all these leaves for then? I guess I picked them up to turn them into canopies. Oh no, I placed a bunch of leaves here. Or not here, but in this entropy as well. I didn't do it by hand, but the mana flares placed it with Echo Tracer. Yeah, so like this leaf, I mean, it's in entropy, that's for sure. It's not producing. I just want to know, does it count for like the number of mana canopies? I guess the way to find out would be to note that currently mana canopies are producing 80,000, right? And if I riptide these leaves, the number does actually seem to go up, right? So it does seem like the fact these are in entropy means they're not doing anything. They're not even contributing to canopy production. This is a place it would be nice to have a downpour bastion. But, I mean, I've never figured out how to ship the ammunition out here. I'm very much a, like... I want the easiest solution to everything. Which is why, like, I don't know. Incineration spires are the way to go. They require just power, which it's so easy to mass produce. Alright, I don't remember why I went over there at all. Oh, to set up more power production, because I thought... Oh, well, because I was setting up mana wells, and looking at the network diagnostics made me think maybe we weren't producing enough power, but we totally were. And if we weren't, we sure are now. Okay, so mana wells, that's a nice improvement. Right? I don't have to worry about Daycaller anymore. Actually, that would be nice to confirm, right? I mean, obviously as power goes down, as the sun goes down, our generation is eventually going to dip below our consumption. You know, and the mana pools are going to start emptying out. But I don't think... Well, they might empty out overnight, I suppose. A friend of mine asked, who's building, he's at the stage of the game of building like life keystones, asked about like how many mana pools am I supposed to need? Like, should they be running out overnight when I have? I think he said 3 million actually, 3 million power storage. Maybe? I don't remember. I was like, you know, I really have no idea what the numbers are. I'm always complaining that this game tells you about, uses the same word for joules and watts. And you can't always tell from context which one they mean. In this case, of course, power storage is in joules. And power production is in watts. Hey, Verdant Deltas. But, like, it's also... I couldn't find anything that tells me how long the night is. How long is the day? Right? If you could figure out, like, how long... You could do the math, and someone has, of course, on, like... Let's imagine that your production during the day is infinite. So large it could fill up any number of mana pools. Obviously that won't be true. There's some threshold at which the number of mana pools that you have is so big that you can't fill it up in a single day. But let's just suppose your mana pools were totally full. You could then look at like how long the night is and the amount of power your factory consumes per second and say, well, is the power consumed per second times the length of the night greater or less than the total storage of my mana pools? And that would tell you whether you have enough power. Enough mana pool storage. There are complications like the dusk and dawn, right? Which are periods during which your daytime production is at a fraction of its normal amount. But again, if we're assuming that our daytime production is infinite, then, well, infinity times like a third is still infinity. And we're still completely powering the factory without using the mana pools during dusk and dawn. And so, like, is 3 million enough given what production you have? I can actually go look at his numbers. He won't mind, and if he does, then who cares? What did he say? He has 3 million storage in mana pools. And I guess you can't answer the question without knowing how much power generation he has, or how much power consumption he has. And he says he's generating 40,000. I don't know how much he's consuming, but generating 40,000. So, I mean, it looks like even at only around 7,000, we made it through the night, but we used up like half of our storage, right? So if someone were consuming 40,000 power, which I don't think he was, I think he was generating it, but a lot of it was going to waste, is my guess. Um, you... Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm at 26,000, and it's not all being consumed, but actually a shocking amount of it is. Why is it saying consumed is 32 out of 26? That doesn't make any sense. What are these numbers? I wish there was a diagram to explain this damn diagram. Anyway, I actually went, I asked around in the Discord and was linked to a frequently linked message where someone had said, here's how long the day-night cycles are, and furthermore, they did the math on like what percentage, how much extra power storage you need as a multiple of your power consumption. It said 60,000 and then dropped to 7,000, and it's still out of 26,000. I don't know what this means. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, maybe filling up the mana, the mana pools counts on the left side of consumed, but not the right side. Like the right side is your buildings that actually do stuff. What all of them would consume if they were all plugged in and working at full tilt. That makes sense to me. Like, right, the right side is all the plugged in buildings. If they were running at full tilt, they would use this much power. And on the left is how much power they're actually using. That makes total sense to me. And so I didn't understand how it could be that the left side was higher. And I guess an explanation is, well, mana pools count on the left side but not the right side. Kind of weird, but sure. And it's saying, yeah, I'm producing 10 times as much power as I actually need. Anyway, someone was saying, the Discord post said, if you have... what were the numbers I ended up pasting? Yeah. If you know how much you're consuming, which is also how much you're producing, then you want 270 times that in your storage. So roughly, there are 270 seconds in the night. Now that's not true, because that's taking into account the dusk-dawn curve as well, which I said we're not dealing with in our simplified whatever. There are fewer than 270 seconds in the night, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What are we doing now? I built all the pools. I have research now for verdant deltas. So what's the recipe for that? Oh yeah, I already had the recipe for that too, but I stopped and actually placed down the mana wells instead of doing it. I still have one mana well and 1 million pools left. Well, whatever. I'm not going to place down 1 million more pools. I'll take those with me to my next plane, I guess. Give me all this. So to make verdant deltas is correlite, delta, and roots. And to make verdant streams is correlite, streams, and roots? That makes perfect sense. So if I just squeeze in 3 more... I need more water and life for this stuff. Or 2 more reef crafters, I guess. If I can squeeze these in without encroaching on the entropy, that would be a great help. I guess one day I'll want another to make water keystones, but... I mean, does anybody really want any of this? Yes. But, like, not that badly. Mostly I just want, like, Tidal Collector Array and Brinery Grotto. Man, these buildings are expensive, huh? Oh, and it's like 3 of each to make 2. Okay, that's not so bad. So it's basically 1 streamway and 1 route. 1.5, but call it 1 to make a verdant stream. The big thing is the coralite, which is a ton of raw resources. So, I mean, it would be responsible to only use verdant streamways when necessary, because I'm not producing that much. Like, they maybe should not go on my... Like, I shouldn't just throw out streamways and never use them again, I guess is what I'm getting at. Okay, anyway, I should have one of these buildings by now. Yep, pretty tough to fit them. I mean, I guess you can. So that's coralite and roots. It needs deltas to start making streamway delta. Which, I mean, God, am I really the kind of sicko who needs a verdant delta? If I'm not using streamways, if I'm not even freely using verdant streamways, it feels like verdant deltas are like a gross expense. If I'm not using them regularly. I guess this should have gone here. What do you think? Do you want to start making stuff? No? Oh, I don't have that recipe yet. It's over here. Right. There really is not a spot for another one of these without getting creative and moving the coralite somewhere useful. This does not make a lot of sense. I mean, I have elemental water right here. I could put down a downpour bastion, I suppose. Right. Is there elemental water anywhere closer by? Not really. Getting water from here to here seems very difficult. Like, these buildings are too big to hop under. Well, I guess if my goal is... Oh, these are going the wrong way. If my goal is to make this area more usable, I mean, I can just do this. But, of course, I haven't cleared much space. Still, I mean, it's useful to put these down because I need more entropy research. You always need more entropy research. You know what? Well, you could do something kind of funny. I'm not sure how much of a help it would be. But if you did this, you could get coralite out in this way, right? It doesn't really help, though, because this delta is a problem. You can't really get under it without impeding its other lane of exit. Okay, so I won't. We'll ship it around the bottom, like the water. Or, yeah, water, I guess. Coralite. Man, we're gonna need streamways too, of course. No, I need deltas. Oh my god, they're way up here. Well, I just won't automate them. Take that. Actually, weirdly, I have most of what I need for water keystones, don't I? No. I need the quartz or whatever it is, the stuff you get from air water hybrid. Okay, well, Verdant Streamway is still underway. What is it to do next? Always happy to have more move speed. Yeah, Air Mastery, of course, is going to put a stop to our research. I guess it's going to go work on Vortex now? Right? Why is this not progressing? I feel like that's the only thing it can work on, isn't it? Oh, it could work on this wind turbine. Is that what it's doing? Doesn't seem like that's moving either. I'm gonna have to go inspect the old air factory. Something is amiss. What? It sounded like I just got a new research. Oh, it was this. I see. Well, I mean, I guess I took planar bridge air on or water on purpose, didn't I? I took air? No. No, the glowing ones are the ones you could take. This is the one I have taken. Why isn't this lit up? Do you need both sides of it to take it or something? I guess you do. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So these ones on the edge are meant to be much harder to get to, not just a little. Okay. Well, I mean, I want this too. Because now researching each of these is going to take me effectively 2 researches, right? It took me 1 research to get into this ring, and then each future research will be an additional 2. A planar bridge and the reliquary next to it. Except I guess I don't have to take the Earth one anytime soon, so I could do 1... No, I do have to if I want this. Right. So I can do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, so it is 2 each. Okay. And I mean, of course, the cost of each of these scales, the more of them you have. And I do want to play with transmutation at some point. I think that's a very powerful tool that wasn't really available last time I played. I know there is not currently, but Cyan said he would love to add an achievement for winning the game without leaving your starting plane, which you can do. Normally, of course, like to build keystones requires that ingredient and the elements next to it, which is not just normally, that's always true. But normally you can only get those the ingredients for keystone on that plane. But with transmutation, you can move. You can get motes from planes that you are not adjacent to by channeling them sort of through entropy. Oh, this is done. No, it's not done. It's very close to done. Well, I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Go. B. All right. And this one, I mean, we're not gonna get anytime soon. It requires primordial... I mean, it requires all the things we just researched to be automated at a relatively high amount and then fed into coral pools, along with entropic shards. And I mean, that would be nice. But I... Oh, come on. Yeah, that's enough to get this working. I mean, these hybrid technologies require... I mean, the buildings unlocked by hybrid technologies require a large amount of resources. Right? The route and streamway requirements on this are fairly mild. Right, it just takes a route and a streamway plus a 50% tax to give you a thing that is both a route and a streamway. But it also requires 1.5 coralite, which is 6 more elemental stuff. Which actually, I mean, a streamway is 3 and a route is 0.4. So it's 3.4 elemental stuff. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, it's a lot. I don't have another planar reliquary to put these in, even if I wanted to. I wonder what it's bottlenecked on. I mean... roots mostly, I guess, because that's something we only have one arm of. Same with streamways, I suppose. Each of these grippers is taking one arm of roots or streamways and one arm worth of coralite. Yeah, none of that air research is happening. What's up with that? Maybe aerosol isn't going into the research array? It was at one point, but I think it was a mistake and I might have temporarily cut it off and not refilled it. Yeah, that's what's happening. Cool. Or maybe it wasn't an accident. I know I took it off. Well, it wasn't an accident. I took it out on purpose because I wanted to prioritize things that didn't require aerosol. But I don't think I realized I had left it in that state for indefinitely. So, I mean, that's just going to unlock these things. And I guess wind turbine and all the stuff up to updraft, I guess. Sure. You know, air power production modifiers, I guess. Enduring flora. What a weird one. I mean, enduring reach and enduring speed seem like the obvious ones everybody would be, like, drooling for, right? Yeah, enduring capacity is, you know, fine. More mana capacity. I guess 50% is a lot. The mana capacity nodes usually are less than that, right? 10. The point of these is that they're supposed to persist into your next game if you do, like, a... I don't know if it exists yet or if it's planned. I think it's still planned. Like a kind of New Game Plus feature. Where when you finish a game, a guy says to you, hey, here's some interesting foundations you could try for your next game if you're interested. And if you say yes, you start a new game with those foundations on, but your enduring researches carry over. So that it doesn't feel so miserable to start fresh. You know, your character actually moves more quickly or whatever. I don't know if these are infinite or if you can only do them once. It only looks like you can do it once, right? I don't know. Okay, so this is all proceeding as planned now. Well, I don't know about as planned. I guess we're just not making very much ether. Oh. Where is this ether coming from? Oh, it's not. It's the output from here. We're just not consuming very much at a time up here. It's the fact that we're making very little elemental air, or ether rather, is fine, I guess. This is the most very sad collector patch I've ever seen. You don't usually get motes or rifts spawning on top of it, let alone from two different directions. I mean, I guess it would be nice to get... Where is it? Inundate? Here. I mean, that makes it a little bit harder to farm entropy. Right? But it lets you close rifts if you don't like them. Like, I'd like to continue farming entropy for several of my rifts. But these ones here, I would just sort of like them to go away. Well, at least these bastions have not fallen over. I was going to replace these with brineries, but instead I just built a new brinery outpost down here and combined the outputs, I guess. Yeah. Not sure what to do next. I mean, I guess this, right? I do want to see Cloud Spring fountains. They seem very cool. Very powerful. I guess all of these hybrid techs, or hybrid tech trees, seem to have one kind of keystone at the end that requires automating the things in front of it, right? And that seems like the big draw to that element pair. Well, I mean, in all of them though, the other things in the hybrid tech are also a big draw, right? Like magma grippers are quite nice. Grippers you don't have to worry about powering. Charged lodestone, kind of train-like things. But foundry is like, wow, that. I don't know. I guess all of these are kind of, wow, it's doing a powerful thing. I don't know. Yeah, like again here, Void Tower seems amazing. And like these things, I don't really care. Another Void Chest, yes, I do care about that. But like, I'm not a ritual guy. I'm sure if you do it well, you can like get amazing benefits, and I just don't. Oh, what is Eternal Feast? I haven't looked at the Advanced Shadow stuff. Black hole monoliths continuously generate entropy research while within a rift. Oh. So it's a way to... Do they not need to be powered, like they work while they're in a rift? Or does it need to be inside a rift and also protected from the entropy by, like, a downpour bastion? That can't be right, because then this would be like a shadow keystone ability that you can't even use on the plane of shadow because you don't have access to water yet. So it must be that they need to be in entropy instead of not in entropy in order to function. That's pretty cool. Oh, makes your altars faster. Umbral Waygates form a pool of Icarus-Slick that is shared per plane. Huh, I'm not sure why you would want that yet. Because that's just like, it would be, I don't know, a way to share one element all over a plane. One item all over a plane, separate from void chests. Okay, so I guess in a way, it's another void chest that is also a teleporter. I think that's what Umbral Waygates do, right? Oh, black hole monoliths are not the building produced by this. They're upgraded by it. Okay, so draws. So maybe it does. It probably does have to be powered. I don't know. Weird. Oh, you're. I see. It doesn't matter whether it's in entropy or not. You're supposed to use the Rune Shroom ritual that allows buildings to ignore entropy. I'm sure you could do it using water to, like, destroy the entropy while leaving the rift around. Yeah, Umbral Waygates, yeah, teleport. So these are, like, teleportation pads. But you can make them also into a kind of fourth void chest with entanglement. I see. Whoa! There's some cool stuff in here, man. So this is like a ritual, I guess? Is it? How do I know what rituals look like? Yeah, I guess it's this kind of... I can't tell what this is depicting here, but all the rituals seem to have this kind of shaped icon for them, right? They talk about affected buildings, yeah. So this is kind of letting objects pass through a building by turning the building itself into an Ichor Slick. Huh. Cool. There's some neat stuff there. Yeah, and slipways are like interplanar portals that the player can place, I think. I don't know if they allow moving objects or just the player. I'm guessing just the player. Okay, there's Omni Grippers. So I don't really understand how this works, but it's some sort of configurable gripper where you can adjust what direction, what its angle is. And I guess once you get this upgrade, you can also increase its range if you want. So it'll never be able to do as much as an air gripper, which has like 2 inputs. But it could, for example, completely replace reaching grippers if you wanted. And it could also do weird angled reaching grippers even. Or even sharper angles than air grippers allow, I assume. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I should do hybrid water-air technology next. But it's just, like, so much work. I don't know. I came back to MoteMancer to try out the new stuff. And I find myself, like, not quite having the energy to get up to the new stuff. Elementalist was fun. But, like, just scaling everything up, ugh. And, you know, most of the new stuff is in, actually, all these hybrid nodes. Which take a while to get to. Like, I want to go head over to Earth and try out Sovereign Mana Heart. Or... is that what that is? Yeah. But, like, I don't know. It doesn't really do anything that important. There's some cool stuff here. But most of it doesn't do anything. There's some cool grippers, and it would be nice to have chests for a change. But do I really want to start over on Earth? I could skip through life, right? I could bring life prisms with me if I wanted to power it back up. To let me get back in here. But I don't really want to leave behind all the cool water life stuff I have. I don't want to set up on interplanar shipping for it. I don't really want to scale up life production or air production. Which is going to require, like, I don't know, and all my moat patches are running dry. I'm going to have to rebuild those. I think I'm probably going to take a break from recording this for a bit and see if I get the urge to come back to it or not. This is, you know, I'm recording this a few days before you're watching it, so it's possible that I've already come back to it excited to keep going, and there'll be more videos tomorrow. Or maybe I didn't. I can't tell you that. But I think I'm done for today. I got my Verdant stuff, and then it's like, oh, it turns out I don't care that much about it. I had fun doing MoteMancer stuff. Maybe I will do more MoteMancer stuff. Maybe not. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.